We are live on YouTube. How's it going, everybody? My name is Jared Fuller, aka the Jared Bear. Today's date is Sunday, June 29th, 2025. It is the final Sunday of the month of June and the final Sunday video update for the month of June. So, welcome aboard. My name is Jared Fuller. We got a lot to talk about. Now, first things first, the reason why we didn't have a live stream last week was because of the excessive heat. It was really extremely hot, and I wanted to take the week off. And so, I just decided to take the week off, take some time for myself, and relax in front of a fan and get some sleep and go that route because it was just too hot to do it. So, sneeze. Oh, excuse me. Hello, King Bob, and everyone else in chat. So, you saw Amy. She probably didn't realize that it was already close to time to go live. So you saw Amy walk out of the frame. But she is here. Dad's here. They're in the kitchen right now. Dad will likely be out in the living room in the next little while. Okay, she's gonna stay in the kitchen. Dad will. I don't know if Dad's coming back in, but he probably will be. And the sound that you hear in the background is the fan because it's a little warm in here. And Dad's bringing the pitcher of iced tea. Oh, thank you so much. I made a pitcher of iced tea. I think it was last night, and it's just really hot, and I really don't want to keep buying Pepsi because it's not really good to drink a lot of pop when it's hot outside. So I'm going to pour myself a glass of tea. Ice cube? Oh. Yeah, you can put ice cubes in it. That's what I did. Let's talk about the week in review. So I've been spending a lot of time with my girlfriend. As most of you know, I am officially in a relationship with someone now. And baby, if you're watching, I love you. I had a great weekend. I love spending time with you. One of these weekends, one of these Sundays, I will see if I can get her on here with me, and she'll probably either sit next to me. Well, she won't sit on my lap because then you won't see me. But if I can make room, she'll probably sit here, or she'll probably sit here, or even maybe perhaps kind of kneel down because this is a very small enclosure and it's wide enough for me to move my chair and do what I got to do. And, but I will try to get her on one of these weeks so everybody can say hi to her if she's down with that. If not, that's totally cool. I don't know how she is with cameras and being live on YouTube. By the way, baby, the whole world can see me right now. So, I don't know how you'd feel about that, but we'll talk about that later off camera. We'll have our private discussions. And so yesterday I had taken my girlfriend out on a date. We went to the Back 40 up here in town, and she had mozzarella sticks and puff bread, and I had their 3rd pound Build-A-Burger with cheese and bacon and ketchup, mustard, pickle, onion, comes with fries. And we just sat and enjoyed each other's company, and it was nice. So, and that was the first time that I've been to the Back 40 in quite some time, although I pledged to never go back there again. But it was her idea to go to the Back 40. So it's like, okay, I think I can stick it out this time. And although she was a bit surprised when I told our waitress, because our waitress named Carrie, she knows who I am. She knows who Dad is. And she's like, I haven't seen you in a while. I said, well, it's because of your bartender who thinks that she can eavesdrop on people's conversations when no one asks her for her input. And my girlfriend's like, I can't believe you called her out on that. Why not? It is what it is. Huh? The truth hurts. So it's fine. Feel like So, how was your week, Dad? Or past couple of weeks? because we didn't go live last week. Yeah, it was very hot. We were in the upper 90s, mid to upper 90s, and the heat indices were in the hundreds. And where does she got to be tomorrow? Oh yeah. Um, so Amy, not to get into too much detail because we didn't really talk about this before I went live, but Amy has an infection in her foot, and now it's in the bone in her foot. So now she's got to have a PICC line put in, and she's got to have some antibiotic going through it. I don't think it's going to be permanent though, right? Probably just until the infection's gone. Yeah. So it's not going to last long. It's not a permanent thing, but that's what's going on with Amy. And with me, I've just been spending a lot of time with my girlfriend and, hanging out with her and spending time with the kids and stuff. So it's been very busy for me. So this is my kind of like my little break. And then tonight at 7:00 is a Fox Sunday Flashback with Dan Richards, which there is a link in the chat. You just click on that, and then you go up to the upper right-hand corner, click on Listen Live, and at 7:00 tonight, Dan Richards will take over. Ooh, ooh. So we have a few comments from none other than Chewing Off My Toenail, which we missed you last week, Toenail, so I'm going to read these comments without further ado. He says, "This morning, a toenail stood tall and proud for my breakfast sausage." Oh. Then he says, "For the safety and protection of my toenails, I will hide them under my bed so they can sleep beautifully." "I'm ready for toenail-infused macaroni or nail-a-roni." Something fell here. 1 second. And he says, "Whenever a toenail wakes me up in the morning for breakfast, I am one happy man." And then last but not least, he says, "I love the way my toenails can't keep their eyes off the mashed potatoes on my kitchen table." Thank you, Toenail, for the comments. Yes. Yes. This kind of took on a life of its own with this Chewing Off My Toenail who comes into my chat because I was telling my girlfriend about it, and I had mentioned it around her daughter, and now her daughter is trying to actually chew off her toenails. And it's like, we can't really be doing that. It's like, it's just a funny name for a YouTube channel. It's a username. We're not literally going to be chewing off our own toenails. So yeah, I mean, we're not really doing this, but she made it funny. I mean, she was actually trying to chew off her own toenails, and it's like, no, that's gross. Use nail clippers if, don't use your teeth. But Chewing Off My Toenail is just a funny screen name. This person behind this username, they never give me issues, which is why I never ban them. I never block them. They are always just coming in here and having a little bit of fun and cheering me up too. So that's good iced tea. So in 10 days, I think it's 10 days. 9 days. It will be my 39th birthday. Now, I don't have any plans. Huh? And Luna's second year. Yes. Our dog Luna also celebrates. She's laying over there off camera. She also has a birthday. She'll be 2. I'll be 39. I don't have any plans yet. But I do have to pay bills this week. So that's going to totally be on the agenda. I'm going to be in Chesaning and then Owasso. I got to pay my cell phone bill, got to pay my house phone bill, got to pay car insurance, got to pay because I got a Ford Edge now. I have a car, and so I have to make a payment to the guy who sold it to me, and I have to get my tags and my license renewed before my birthday. So I have to go to the Secretary of State's in St. Charles, which in other states would be called the DMV. Here in Michigan, we go to the Secretary of State branch office to renew our vehicle credentials. So I have a lot to do this week. I don't know if we're going to Pine Run tomorrow. I don't know what Dad's plans are. But there's his phone ringing. So there's just a lot going on this week. And I think my girlfriend said she was going to sit this week out so she can spend time with her kids, which is absolutely fine by me. Spend all the time you can with the kids. Have fun. We'll catch up again. And of course, the 4th of July is this week, which I was planning on taking my girlfriend to see the fireworks at McCurdy Park in Corunna. So I'll probably be there. If you see me there, if you recognize my face, and if you see me, come up and say hello, shake my hand, give me a hug, fist bump, whatever. I'm always open for a little meet and greet while I'm out in public, because I am kind of pseudo popular. Not really. I mean, I have this YouTube channel. I'm known on Facebook. And so, yeah, if you see me out in public, come up and say hi. And I'll probably say hi back and say, yeah, you're the guy who does the Sunday video updates on YouTube, right? Yes, I am. That would be me. That would be Jer Bear. So, yeah, come up and say hi. Start a conversation. I'd love to have a chat with you. So that's this week. Last week, we had, lately we've sustained many losses in the music world. We lost Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys, Sly Stone from Sly and the Family Stone, Lou Christie. They were all 82 years of age. We lost just many famous people lately. There was a guitarist who died. Let me see here if I can find. His name was Ralph, I think. Let me see if I can find that. Ralph guitarist. Ralph, no, not Towner. Mick Ralphs, that was his name. Mick Ralphs, he played for Bad Company. Let's see. There's an article on Mick Ralphs. He passed away. He played with Mott the Hoople, Bad Company. He played with Led Zeppelin, or maybe they shared a manager with Led Zeppelin. King Crimson, Free. So he was very popular in the music world. His name was Mick Ralphs. I knew it had Ralph in the name, but I had gotten it wrong. So it was Mick Ralphs. He passed away. He was, like I said, he was very collaborative with other groups from back in the 70s, and he passed away. He was 81, I believe. So there's been a lot of known deaths. I mean, they've even killed off Marge Simpson on The Simpsons, by what I read. Because I think The Simpsons are continued on Netflix, I believe, unless they're still on Fox, but I don't know. But I read somewhere that Marge Simpson, the character Marge Simpson, was being killed off. I don't know if they're going to continue on with the program. Marge has, that The Simpsons have been on television since 1989. And I remember growing up watching The Simpsons. But they're going to kill off her character. Or at least that's how I understood it. They're going to kill off Marge Simpson's character. So yeah, that's a lot of changes have occurred. I'm still on Facebook. I'm still keeping in touch with everybody and doing what I got to do. I still have plans that are intact to help a couple of families, and yeah, it's just a lot going on. And I believe, hold on just a second here. I believe this is going to be one of the best summers I've had, because there's going to be a lot going on, and I'm going to be involved in a lot of things. And there's no one out there watching this who's going to ruin it or spoil it for me, because I don't give away information on anything I'm doing. I don't indulge in details. So The best things are those that are kept private, and the people, the recipients of my help, will know um, who I help, because they're gonna know directly who's being helped. So yeah, it's just one of those things. I don't like to always announce what I do, because there's always people watching this, and well, let's go run back and tell these people a bunch of bullshit lies about Jared to scare them away. And we're not playing that game anymore. So that's what we're doing. And I'm still going to do my thing. I'm still out here doing my thing. Dad knows that, I'm still doing my thing out here, surviving, trying to be happy, which I am very happy. I'm happy with my girlfriend. And yeah, so it's a new, it's, I've been trying to get used to the fact that now I have a girlfriend, because for so many years and for so long, I've actually really been single. And I'm so used to doing everything on my own. I'm so used to having my own bed. I'm so used to having a lot of, all my free time to myself. Or if I want to just get up and go and do something, I can. Um, but now I have someone in my life. Yeah. And now I have someone in my life who wants to see me all the time, and I want to see her all the time. And um, it's different, and I enjoy having someone like that. Now in the past, I had uploaded a video to this channel saying, I'm so sick and tired of people bragging about their relationship, and I even said it here on a Sunday video update. But now that it's actually happening for me, it's like, you know what? I was out of line for saying that, so I do apologize, and I take back what I said. Um, when you actually have a relationship and you actually know what it feels like to have someone pine for you and want you and just want to be around you all the time and want to spend as much time with you as possible, when you actually have that, it's different, and it feels great, and it's nice to be loved by someone. So I'm always happy to um, have someone in my life. Although I did pretty good when I was single, but I prefer, it's like, this is nice. I have someone who loves me for me finally. And I never thought it was possible. And it's like, why would I want to rob myself or cheat myself out of an opportunity to be loved and cared about and shown love? And, I'm on that person's mind every day, and they love spending time with me. I mean, when my girl and I are together, we laugh about the most obnoxious, silliest things you could ever imagine, but we find them funny, and we laugh. We find humor in things that other people may not, which makes our relationship very unique and very special. So, and I've rambled on about that. Um, but yeah, I'm happy. And we like I said, I want to spend time with her, as much time with her as I can, but there are going to be times when I can't. She's got things to do where she lives at. I've got things to do here. um like when I go and pay my bills, I'm on a mission. I got to get these bills paid, and I can't be behind or delinquent on my bills. My bills come first before anything else. And we had that discussion too. It's like, I love having fun just like the next person. However, my bills are my top priority. I have to keep my bills paid. So, yeah. And I think there's an understanding there, and it just has to be. It just has to be that way. Um, but I spend time with her. Like I said, I took her out on a dinner date yesterday, and Dad and Amy were at the Owasso Speedway last night. I got a hat, Owasco Speedway. They were there last night, and my girlfriend and I had time alone, so I took her out to dinner yesterday at the Back 40. And the bartender who gave me grief the last time didn't say a fucking word to me. Um, because I think word got back to her, which I don't really care. But my girlfriend's like, I can't believe you called it out. Believe it, baby. Believe it. I don't take shit from people anymore. So, and yes, I'm wearing a promise ring. I actually had to block a couple of people on my Facebook who were they were mocking the idea that my girl and I both wear promise rings. They're promise rings to each other. It is a symbol of our commitment. And a couple of people thought it was funny. They thought, oh, a promise ring. Imagine a guy having a promise ring. Yeah. And imagine having someone who doesn't violently hurt you. Yeah. I'm not. My girl had hinted around about marriage, and it's like, I'm not really particularly interested in marriage. I don't mind being just boyfriend and girlfriend. That works just well enough for me. But when someone's going to mock, I think it's out of jealousy. Much in the same way, like when I said I'm sick and tired of hearing about people bragging about their fucking relationships all the time. It come from a place of bitterness and jealousy. And it's like, like I struggle with this so much, and I see everybody else getting what they want, what their hearts desire. And I'm over here wishing I had someone who would treat me good and accept me for me. And then finally she came along. But anyway, they just mock the relationship. Who's here? Huh? Well, they're going to have to wait outside because I'm doing my show. Let me check my camera here real quick, folks. I'm not going to have my show being rudely interrupted by. What is she doing back on the property? She cannot be on my property. The cops were here looking for her, actually. She don't want to come in. She does not want to come in here. I said one time. Now she's trespassing. And I don't know who that is. Hold on, folks. I'm sorry for the dead air. I'm just keeping an eye on things in my yard. I don't like people eyeballing my fucking property. Don't appreciate that too well. But yeah, the cops were here looking for Crystal because I guess I don't. I don't know the reason. I don't want to put the reason out there, but the cops were looking for her. They were here looking for her at 6:30 in the morning last week. So, give me a minute, folks. Okay. So you're going to hear that little push notification on my phone because it's my camera detecting them, and that will be dealt with. So, yeah, that's how that's going to roll. So I'm going to continue with the show. I got about a half hour left on the show, so we're just going to sit here. We're going to chill. We're going to continue. And what is she doing back out here? Well, we're live. She ain't coming in here. She's not supposed to be here. Technically, she's trespassing, but we'll take care of that later. But we're gonna hang here until 4 o'clock, and we're gonna chat. What's that? Yeah, we got a half hour to go. Everything's good. So yeah, the cops were actually here looking for her. So actually, I should record. I don't know if I should. I probably should record that to my phone. It's already on. It's already on YouTube. It's already on YouTube. It's already on camera. Okay. So anyway, let's continue. So, how are you today? I'm doing great, actually. Yeah. Pine Run Inn. I love going out there. And my girlfriend, she had a great time out there, and she loves the Murphy Basket. She loves and she met Dan Richards, which Dan Richards is a good buddy of mine, and yeah, I gave her a complimentary Fox Sunday Flashback T-shirt, and yeah, it was nice. It was nice to it was nice of him to do that. I can't get that off my mind. I'm gonna have to take care of this after the show. So, which I understand she's here to clean it out, but technically, legally, she's not supposed to be on the property. So I'm gonna have to record it to my phone. She's like, and I know what Jay is gonna say. Oh, it's a fucking setup. No, actually, it's not a setup, dude. She knows she's not supposed to be here. So I'm recording this to my phone right now. I don't know if the Zoom works while I'm recording this to my phone, but now I have to report it because the cops were here looking for her. So now I have to report it. He's going to be mad, but I have to report it because technically she's not supposed to be here. She was evicted from here and trespassed. Now, when someone is evicted from a premises, there is a trespass built into the eviction, which means when you're kicked off property, you're not supposed to be back on the property. So now I have no choice. I have to report it, because if I don't, we're going to get in trouble because we knew about this and didn't say anything. So now I'm left with no choice. I'm going to do that after I take care of this. So I know she's out there. I've got the video recorded to my phone. I've got evidence. So I'm going to have to report it. I have no choice. But anyway, I mean, even if they are here to take things because Jay is with her, but Jay wasn't evicted. Jay wasn't trespassed. She was. So now I have no choice but to do it. I have to, because it's on camera here. So if I know that this is happening and I don't report it, this video could get reviewed, and it's like, well, Jared, you knew this was happening and you didn't report it. You're just as much at fault. No, I'm gonna report it. I have to now. Now I have no choice. So they're really gonna hate me for this, but I'm not going to jail. I'm not getting in trouble for something. But anyway, I think y'all get the idea. I think you get the point. So we're going to just finish the remaining half hour of the show and talk about some other things. So I have this other channel called The Jared Fuller Show. I don't know if you've heard of it. You may have heard of it. I may have mentioned it a time or two. However, there's not a lot of activity on it. There hasn't been a lot of activity. I have roughly around in the neighborhood of 60 subscribers compared to the 1,600 subscribers I had when I had All Things Jared. But now I have the Jared Fuller Show. Lately, it's just been Fun Fact Friday videos. I haven't really had much time to record new content, although there will be a quick update to come on that channel very soon. I put that in the community tab. And I had someone by the name of Brenner give me a bunch of shit. And no different than any other fucking troll I've dealt with. The only difference is that this Brenner is a young kid. And it's like, I'm not going to sit here and engage in bullying of a child when the parents are knowingly, willingly allowing him to have a YouTube channel. And after I shouted out his channel from All Things Jared and helped to boost his subscriber number. Yeah, so, and this is the things I get. He calls me predator. He calls me this, that, and the other. He's just a child, and I'm not going to engage in childish nonsense. I'm too grown for that. And he's been blocked from my channel. He will never comment on another video of mine ever again. And if he does, no one else is going to see it but him. So Brenner, enjoy talking to yourself, because no one can see your comments, not even myself. So there you go. And I'm not going to engage in name calling here because, like I said, he's just a kid. I'm not going to say anything colorful or anything like that. You try to help people, they bite the hand that feeds them. What can you do? Maybe he doesn't understand the idiom, bite the hand that feeds you, but one day he will. And it'll come back to bite him. So there's that. What else was happening today? I can't focus because of what's going on outside, but there is a lot to do this week. I have a lot going on, and yeah, bills have to come first, and then, I'll go from there. Just trying to figure out what I got going on, because I've got car insurance I have to pay. I have to pay my internet bill. I have to pay the home phone. I got to pay my cell phone bill. I have to pay, what else is there to pay? I have to get my driver's license renewed. I have to get my tags renewed. I'm going to have to report that. I'm going to have to. I have no choice. Because if this live stream gets reviewed, they're going to say, well, Jared, you knew she was here and you didn't call us. I have to. I hate to do it, but I have to. I'm in a tough position here. He'll be mad at me, but oh well. I got to do I have to. I have no choice. Now I'm stuck. So, but yeah, I mean, there's just so much to do. I got a lot of bills to pay, and then I got to make a payment to the guy that I bought the car from. So there's quite a bit of money going on in my check this week, but everything will be caught up. And I believe my birthday is not this week, but next week. The following Tuesday, I will be 39 years old. People ask me, how does it feel to be 40? My girlfriend even asked me, well, how does it feel? You're almost 40 years old. How does it feel? No different than 38. I mean, yeah, I'm finding it kind of difficult. Like when I sit down on the floor, I'm getting up slower because, my knees kind of tense up when I'm trying, because I put weight on my legs to get up, and I feel it in my knees. And my girlfriend has a 5-year-old, so I have to get down on the floor with them to interact with them. The getting down part isn't as difficult as the getting up. So it's like, oh my goodness, and I'm holding on to couches and things like that, just to prop myself up so I don't lose my balance. And yeah, so the coming of age thing, I'm still young. I'm still young, but I mean, I feel it. I'm feeling, the older I get, the slower I'm starting to move. But I am grateful to be here for another day, another year. And, it goes without saying, I wish my mom could still be here to see me and see my new relationship and to see how things are going with me and how happy I am. But as I always say, mom's at peace, and I'm at peace knowing that she's not in pain anymore. So, and that's what I stick with, and that's what I go by. Um, but yeah, so there's a lot going on there. I've been really busy, and I'm trying to clean out my bedroom, and I've been, you know, taking things from my room, moving it into dad's room temporarily until I get, I want to throw out some things that I don't want, I don't need, things I don't want to keep. And so, um, yeah, I've just been so busy, so busy. And of course, when you're in a relationship, that also takes up a lot of your time. And so, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. I'm just on my feet all the time, constantly. So, but it's a good thing. I'm happily in love with somebody. They're in love with me, and, happily, of course. And so it takes up a lot of time, but in a good way, in a good way. Yeah, lots to do this week. So last week, what did I do last week? Usually, well, we went to Pine Run last week. Um, I spent the night at my girlfriend's house. She spent the night here. We've just been spending a lot of time together. That's pretty much the crux of last week. And we had some severe weather come through, and there were some tornado warnings issued, but I haven't heard of any confirmed tornadoes. Uh, so, and it's been incredibly hot. It was 97 degrees on Monday with a heat index of like 102 or 103. So it was unbearable. It was just unbearable. I don't like the heat. I don't like the humidity, but it is Michigan, and it now is officially summer. And so, here we are. We are beginning summer, and yeah, I haven't had any photosensitivity flare ups yet, despite the fact that it's been so hot. But I've been mainly staying in the shade and out of the sun and in front of the fan, of course. And my car has beautiful air conditioning. So even when I'm driving my car, I got the AC cranked up all the way, and it just feels so good on my face and my hands and my arms. And I can drive without any problem. And yeah, so I'm really I'm really happy with this car I have. It's a Ford. A lot of people aren't too crazy about Fords, but it's a vehicle. It gets me from one place to the other, and I have to get an oil change for my car too. Good reminder, Jared. I do remember some things. I'm not all the way, you know, I haven't totally lost my memory, but there are some things that I forget on occasion. And I think it just comes with the age. And yeah. So everything so far is checking out pretty good. Um I'm probably gonna write some more letters to some cancer warriors, and I'm still doing my thing. I'm doing what I've always done. People don't stop me. They don't slow me down because I'm always going to be the person I am. I'm always going to try to do the right thing. I'm always going to um, be the best person I can be. So, um, yeah, I'm always going to just do my best and try to be the best person I can be. And hopefully, without having my heart stomped out and ripped out and torn out by ungrateful people, hopefully my kind gestures will pay off. They will um and I'm not doing this for myself. I'm not self-serving, but in order to try to make the world a better place, I will continue to do what I need to do in order to make the world a better place by doing those kind gestures. And I think a lot of people tend to forget that. They think that if the gestures don't get a spotlight, then they mean nothing. And that's not true. There's someone who it's a good news page on Facebook. It's called Rick Carl Good News. Many of you may be familiar with it. Many of you may not. But he shared a story about a child battling cancer, and his phrasing was incorrect. He said that the child had contracted cancer. And I commented, I said, children don't contract cancer. I am a child of cancer survivor of 36 years. It's not contagious. Cancer is not something you can get just by hugging or kissing or eating after someone or drinking after someone. Cancer is not something you can contract. He never bothered to correct it. And this is why I take issue to people who are not directly impacted by childhood cancer, making false portrayals and misrepresentations of our demographic, because it gives everyone else this really bad idea that, oh my God, you can catch cancer. Well, anybody with even half a brain knows that cancer is not contagious. But when you're called out and corrected on something, the very least you could do is say, I had used specific phrasing. I had used an adjective that I shouldn't have used, and I apologize. Let me correct this, and thank you for correcting me on this. I will do better next time. But I didn't even get that. And I'm not particularly interested in people who have never had to walk this path preach to the choir on what it is to walk this path. How would you know? You've never had any personal experience unless I read up on you or unless you share a story that personally involves you or your child, then it's a different story. But if you're just on the outside looking in, you can't give, you are not in a position to give any kind of perception on what that is when you've never had to live that. And for me, it's a big problem. I know there's a lot of people who may not understand why I would be offended. Well, maybe not offended, but I have a problem with it because I don't talk about situations that I have never personally experienced. And I don't appreciate other people using my path or the path of any child that I can relate to in order to get brownie points or just as a way to be self-serving. I don't care for people who are doing this for clout. I called out many people for doing this shit before, and I don't have a problem calling out people now. Some things have got to change. Some things have got to change. So, I don't like to be someone who calls anybody out. I don't like to be that guy. I don't find joy in it. I don't like to do things. I don't like to make tough decisions. I don't like it. But sometimes you got to do things you don't want to do. And there are people who just don't make it any easier, and they back you into that corner where you have to call it out. You have to call it out. You have to be vigilant, even if it is family or friends or people that people that you know. And even if, well, for the sake of, I don't want to start drama, you have to. You have to. You have to do what's right. So I'll probably catch hell for this because I mentioned a name in a Facebook page. But if you've never lived this life, then don't speak as though you have. And, oh, I got to talk to this kid and that kid. Who fucking cares? You can talk to anybody you want, but you will never have a firm understanding. You will never be able to ask questions in a way that, like in my situation, having personally lived through that, I can ask the direct personal questions. If you've never lived through that, how are you going to be able to understand that, where they're coming from? You've never lived it. How are you going to know? And I wouldn't wish that on anyone. I would never hope for someone to have to live through it before they have something to say on behalf of it. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is be grateful that you've never had to live through this. And in doing so, don't pretend as though you are in a position to speak on behalf of something and then be so confident in your synopsis of what you think it is when you are falsely portraying and misrepresenting what it actually is. It's not hard to understand. It's not, there's a reason I don't talk about drug addicts and recovery. There's a reason I don't talk about multiple sclerosis. There's a reason I don't talk about muscular dystrophy. There's a reason I don't talk about Down syndrome. There's a reason I don't talk about dogs barking. Luna Boona. There's a reason I don't talk about specific things, because if I've never been in that position, then I can't talk about it. So childhood cancer, I can talk about because I've lived it. So that's one thing I will always talk about. But anyway, we are down to the final, I'd say 13 minutes, 12 minutes maybe at the most. Yeah, about 12 minutes. So, yeah, this week's going to be busy, very busy. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to spend some more time with my girlfriend and Luna. Hey, Luna Boona, you're a good watchdog, but tone it down a notch, baby. It's okay. It's all right. Tone it down a notch. Luna, it's all right, darling. Tone it down a notch. Keep an eye on that bucket under the sink. But yeah, we're going to be busy this week. I'm looking forward to enjoying the fireworks with my girl, and yeah, we're going to have fun. I don't know what the plans are with her kids, because they might be with their dad on 4th of July, which is fine. Either way works, whether they're with us or they're with their dad, that's fine. I'm very open and understanding about that, and we've had those conversations, and yeah. But anyway, down to 10 minutes. I thought, man, this hour goes by quick, very quickly. So next week, let me see here. Let me do the math. Today's the 29th, so 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So next week is July 6th. So yeah, that's right, because my birthday is on a Tuesday. So it'd be a week after. Um, yeah, so my birthday would be next Tuesday, because the first of this month is on a Tuesday, or July rather, not this month. The first of July is on Tuesday, and then my birthday would be a week after that, which is also on a Tuesday. So the next Sunday video would be July 6th, a week from today. So yeah, lots of things going on here, but I do have to get my tags and my driver's license renewed. They're gonna have to take my picture, and then I have to wait for, I don't know, maybe 7 to 10 business days for the actual license to come from the state. But yeah, so a lot going on this week and potentially next week. I don't know what my plans are for my birthday. Oh, thank you. I don't know though. I'm not sure if I have any plans next week. But what I do know is that I'm going to be another fucking year older. I just getting closer to 40. But you know what? It's all right. It's all right. I am grateful to be that age, and the longer I live, the more stories I can tell. As long as I don't have to get around with a cane, I'm good. I'm not at that point yet, but maybe eventually at some point, I'll have to use a Johnny come lately to get around, but not anytime soon. I'm still young. I'm still enjoying my life and trying to make the best of situations, although they may not be as ideal. And yeah, that was my brother. That was Jay. So, yeah. After mom died, that's when everything went downhill. And I think that's probably the most I've spoken to him since then. Maybe not though. I think there was another. Yeah, there was another time when I spoke with him. We actually had a conversation. He was out here by himself, and he was getting things out of his truck. But I do have, like with brothers, right? Like my brother Wayne. I'm very close with Wayne. We're kind of in the same situation, but not quite. In the sense that we don't, how do I want to put this? We don't come off as we're going to whoop everybody's ass and we're going to take on the world by ourselves. We pretty much, we have our friends, we have fun, we do things that make us happy, we do our best to stay out of trouble. I've never been in real trouble, but I have been in jail for something I actually didn't do, caused by his girlfriend. And so, we're just trying to make things right. That's what we're trying to do. We're just trying to make things right. We're trying to do what we have to do. Wayne and I are probably closer now than I think we've ever been. And it wasn't long ago when I took my new car, because I wanted to show him my car, and I had driven it up to Saginaw where he lives. And he's like, cool ride. And he says, could you take me to the gas station over on Michigan? I said, sure. So he rode with me. I had the AC cranked up. He's like, the only thing you're missing is the sunroof. I said, yeah, I know. I kind of miss the sunroof, but then I kind of don't, because when I got the AC on, the air stays circulating within the car, although the sunroof is closed or would be closed with the ACs on. But it's the idea of when you don't have the extra sunlight coming through. You got just the windshield and the side windows, but when the AC's on and the sun isn't coming through, or it's not hitting me directly, the AC feels great. Scruffy, get off his back. So my dog Scruffy is trying to put the moves on Barkley. And by moves, I think you know what I'm talking about. Are they still out there? Yeah. I got to do it. I don't have a choice. I have to report it. But we are down to the last 5 minutes of the show. And if you're new here, welcome. Glad you could stop by and indulge me for the past hour. And I really hope you come back. I really hope you're subscribed to my channel. I really hope you come back. And this is what I do. I just talk for an hour. I kind of give everyone a glimpse into my life. Seems I'm so interesting. Seems I'm so interesting to everybody. Well, maybe a little over 600 people might find me interesting, but I do this every Sunday. Now, last week I canceled the show because it was just way too hot, and I wasn't going to sit here for an hour and roast my ass off when it's 96 degrees outside. Sorry. I was actually in front of my fan, relaxing, sleeping, and shirtless. And it's like, oh, this feels great. And Dad asked me to make a pitcher of iced tea. So that's what I did. I'm not drinking Pepsi because Pepsi will dehydrate you, make you more thirstier. So I figured, okay, iced tea, I can do that. There's a frozen treat too that my mom used to do this. Okay. So you take an ice tray and you fill it with like Hawaiian Punch or Kool-Aid, and you fill each of the cube openings with juice. Then you take plastic wrap, you put plastic wrap around the ice tray with the liquid in it, and you can poke like toothpicks or like popsicle sticks into where they are, where the liquids are. You stick it into the fridge, you let it freeze. You take when it's frozen solid, you take the plastic off, and then you have a frozen treat. My mom used to do that. She actually used to also take pudding, and she would make homemade pudding pops. She would take the ice tray, and she would, put pudding in them, and then put the saran wrap over, or the clear wrapping over it, and then she would stick popsicles in it, or popsicle sticks in it, or toothpicks. And then when it would freeze solid, she would take the saran wrap off, and we would have homemade pudding pops, which were really good. I haven't tried that myself yet, but Mom always used to do that. So I think it's great. It's a great frozen treat if you don't feel like going out to buy like, spend Mooka bucks on like ice cream or anything like that. It's a quick treat. It's a quick way of enjoying a frozen treat. And the best part about it is, as long as you have enough pudding or enough juice or enough of whatever is required to make those frozen treats, you'll be set. Especially in the summertime when it gets really super hot. Oh, on July 13th. July 13th, I will be off because July 13th is the Davis reunion in Millington, and that's where I will be. July 13th at 2:00. That's when it starts. So July 13th, there will be no Sunday video update. So that's just a little programming note for those of you who may wonder where I am on July 13th. There will be no Sunday video update because of a family reunion. So we're down to the final minute of the Sunday video update. My name is Jared Fuller, aka the Jared Bear. I thank you so much for stopping by and indulging me for the past hour. This has been fun. I will be back again next week to talk about my very extremely busy week that will be coming up this week. So I love y'all. I thank you for stopping by, and I will be back again next week with another Sunday video update. So, Linda, thank you so much for stopping in. King Bob, chewing off my toenail, thank you so much for stopping by. And don't forget to listen to the Fox Sunday Flashback tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. My buddy Dan Richards will be taking your requests at 810-230-9777. I'm out of here. Have a great week. Much love. Happy 4th. See you next week. Bye-bye.